BamfordRose, and it's forum chat time. Before we get into this forum chat, it really helps us if you can click us a like, subscribe to our channel, and give us your comments on this week's forum chat, which is, I'm after a smart paint repair for my Aston. So I found this picture on a post of a rear quarter, and it's got what looks to be a couple of dinks in the paintwork, and the person was asking for a smart repair. Now, by smart repair, I presume he means just a repaint of the local area without having to attend to the whole panel. So the defect is just above the rear quarter glass there, in between the quarter glass and the fuel filler flap. So if we switch to this photo now, you can see that that whole panel leads to the passenger door, over the rear wheel arch, up to the boot lid, and the A-pillar going down to the front windscreen. So a correct repair of that panel is going to be the localised base coat area to the defect, those small couple of dinks that it's got, but then you're going to have to lacquer that whole panel, because you have to lacquer a complete panel. You're not going to be able to fade the lacquer in a way that you can fade the base coat. You know, you're always going to see that lacquer fading if you didn't lacquer the whole panel. Now, in the fantastic climate that we live in at the moment, lacquer price, paint price, consumables prices are going through the roof. So someone thinking that they can get away with a smart localised panel repair is probably asked for due to costs of what they know it would be painting the whole panel. But these smart type repairs might be okay for generic sales outlets that prep cars to make them look good to get them off their forecourt, but those sorts of repairs never last and don't stand the test of time, which means you do have to do the job properly. Unfortunately, doing the job properly can potentially open a can of worms. If we go back to the picture of that panel, then to do the job properly, you'll see that the red outline there means that you're going to be putting lacquer at the side of that rear quarter, and that's going to have to meet with the door, and it's going to have to meet with the bumper, and it's going to have to meet with the rear boot lid and the roof. Now, if you didn't apply any base coat to those adjoining panels, it was just lacquer, then it's highly likely with UV degradation and age deterioration that the fresh lacquer that you've put on that rear quarter is now going to look a bit off to the door and the boot. Now, you might be able to cheat yourself out of trouble with detailing, but that's unlikely. There's always going to be that difference of appearance. It's going to shine differently, which means that that very small repair starts to turn into something bigger, because you're going to have to lacquer the adjoining panels so that you get a nice blend. If you're unlucky enough to need paintwork and it's not covered by insurance, then you're going to have to approach the job how the body shop approaches it, and it might mean a small job turning into a bigger job if a blend was unlucky enough not to happen. The other point of caution here would be if you're buying a car that you know needs paint and maybe there's a reduction in price versus market value. Just make sure that that reduction in price does take into account escalated paint costs of today.